I have trained kids all throughout my life. Almost ever since I stopped playing sports as a official athlete. Um, like I've always been like training kids. And one of the things that I talk about with kids I train is always being able to shrink the emotional range that you have. So the first thing I have to have them do is get a baseline of where they are. So like if I can see that they're more negatively emotionally charged than positively, then I know like I need to focus on that, bringing that. If they're more positively charged than negatively, I just have to see if the balance. Do I have to do anything about it, or just leave them, right? But the bigger thing is like negatively charged, because all younger athletes and all athletes in general are always going to be more negative on themselves than positive. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to shrink it to zero, right? So if we can get to where you're not positive and you're not negative, and you can control and be in that, then that's the ideal state, because then you can actually allow them to express more positive emotion than negative. But initially, you want to just shrink down the emotional range. Like, let's get it down to a point where you aren't reacting to negative plays, negative anything. So, for example, my oldest son, he's a great shooter. So he'll have a spell where he's missing, and he's way better about this now. But I can see his body language reacting to a miss. I'm like, number one, if you give physical reaction to a negative moment, your brain records it more deeply, as opposed to even if you fake it and just don't give anything to it, your brain it'll go out your brain. But anything that you give an emotion to will be more sticky in your memory. So for him, I'm always telling him, like, don't react to the misses. You can't do it. Don't have any self-talk about it. Don't acknowledge it, because and he's doing a much better job. But the more you cannot give negative things any emotion, the more you don't even recall them. So then at that point you can give positive things more emotion, like, and not even, don't have to be big, but like after he hit 5 to 10 in a row, he could be like, yeah, I did that. So cool. Like your range, if you imagine it, like your range, if you have negative this way this much and positive this much, you want to just shrink the negative, and then positive you go far. But the way that most of us do it is that we'll give negative way more range and our positives a small range. So for me, what I've done over the past 10 whatever amount of years is that I'm always trying to shrink my emotional range and be more even, because I don't even really need to have like the positive emotions. With me, it's more important to be level and just keep it all kind of compacted into like this neutral range. For me, that works best. But yeah, if you can shrink your emotional range, you're gonna have a lot more success in the things that you do, because you won't have to come back from these negative swings. Like, you're just gonna be right there. You can just keep on to the next thing. And in the same regard for me, I try and keep my positives down too, because like I know me, like I can get arrogant, I can get gassed. So I'll try and keep them both under control. So it's just the next thing.